The top 10 cheap travel destinations in Asia. Asia's always been a prime destination for gap-year students and adventurers thanks to the thriving backpacker culture and cheap lifestyle. Cities like Bangkok and Hanoi have long been recognized as places where the dollar becomes positively acrobatic in its ability to stretch its value. But it seems that nowadays, travelers can travel more and spend less with some basic informal planning. All across Asia, quality doesn't necessarily come at a price, making it easy to really enjoy the adventure. Taipei, Taiwan. Perhaps because of its low-key reputation, Taipei does not often get recognized for the cheap paradise it is. While taxis and hotels can be more expensive than the other places on this list, it's the food and shopping that really matter. The endless night markets provide a way to indulge in conspicuous consumption and stuff your face on the cheap. The subway fees are also incredibly reasonable, topping off around $2. The city contains all the international comforts of home on a great price scale, perfectly mixing ease and excitement. Penang, Malaysia. Malaysia tends to be left behind on must-see lists, but the country is cheap and gorgeous, and the food is delicious, providing a trifecta of reasons to visit. Penang offers a dazzling mix of cultures, architecture and food, so that all visitors are sure to find something to fit their budget. Must-see museums like the Cheong Pha Tze Mansion costs just $4 for a guided tour, while climbing Penang Hill or the Temple of Supreme Bliss is free. The wide range of culinary delights, whether from street stalls, Little India or local pastry shops, keep bellies and wallets happy. Bohol, the Philippines. The Philippines is a country of cheap delights. Even places like Palawan and Boracay, which are no secret to hordes of tourists, remain easy to do on the cheap. Bohol is notable for its nature, whether man-made, like the mahogany forest, or natural, like the decidedly unnatural-looking chocolate hills. Crossing the rickety bamboo hanging bridge costs a few cents, and the Tarsier Sanctuary is an unforgettable, if short, experience. Sri Lanka. Yala National Park is one of the more expensive ways to spend a day in Sri Lanka, where the entrance fee, jeep rental and driver's tip will set you back about $30. The emphasis on natural beauty and ancient sites keep even the most restless occupied. Visit a turtle hatchery, hang out with elephants, climb Adams Peak and check out all 8 World Heritage Sites. Taking the train not only ingratiates visitors to a local way of life, but it's also a super cheap way to travel. Hanging out of the beach is of course the cheapest way of all to laze away a vacation, and eating endless amounts of curry keeps stomachs and wallets stuffed. Chiang Mai, Thailand. Thailand's capital remains cheap and cheerful, but it's the northern part of the country that really satisfies wanderlust and a tight fist. Even splashing out on a hotel doesn't necessarily mean a busted budget. Cheap eats abound, and the night markets are also wallet-friendly. In Chiang Mai, there are a plethora of free or insanely cheap things to do, many with a tinge of adrenaline to them. Cliff jump, go zorbing, or ride an elephant for nothing or next to it, and then relax at the hot springs or with a massage at the women's prison. #5. Sihanoukville, Cambodia. For a truly cheap stay, spend the whole time on the beach and just eat street food. And while that is some people's version of paradise, doing more won't put much of a strain on the bank account. Many guest houses offer boat trips to nearby islands for less than $20, or it's possible to rent any kind of boat from kayaks to party junks for cheap as well. Answer the call of adventure with a 4x4 excursion, or learn how to windsurf without breaking the bank, and relax with a strict diet of cheap beer and beautiful sunsets. #4. Bagan, Myanmar. Chock full of temples, pagodas and stupas, Bagan practically comes with a foolproof itinerary. Renting a bike to explore the temple-dotted landscape is the cheapest way to spend the day, which will offset the $300 needed to see the sunrise in a hot air balloon over the temples. Another way to see the sights is by horse-drawn cart, which is comparatively a total steal at around $20. Like pretty much the rest of Asia, food and drinks are dirt cheap. #3. Sapa, Vietnam. Vietnam as a whole is a haven for saving money. The country's home to the world's cheapest beer, Hoi Bia, and it practically requires more effort learning how to order it in Vietnamese than it does to pay for it. In Sapa, rent a motorbike for the day for around $5 to do some exploring. Sapa is also an ideal location as it sits in the center of some of Vietnam's best scenery. Take the motorbike and find Silver Waterfall, one of the many markets or nearby villages. Going in winter also cuts costs, as the entry visa is cheaper than in summertime. #2. Vientiane, Laos. The Laotian capital resembles a sleepy riverside town more than the political center of a country, but that just adds to its charm. The capital is largely walkable or can be easily crossed with a cheap bike rental. Unlike the foreigner-packed Vang Vieng, the capital doesn't have quite the tourist-inflated prices. In fact, a day of wandering, a nice meal, and a few beers down by the river should set you back barely a few dollars. Excitement is definitely not the name of the game, but since it's so money-friendly, why would you want it to be? #1. Pokhara, Nepal. As a backpacker haven, Pokhara has a huge array of budget, mid-range and premium hotel choices. The sheer amount of outdoor activities also make it possible to customize a cost-effective stay. The town's a jump off for tons of treks, but there are plenty of other options before the big adventure. Paddle to the middle of Phua Lake and drift the day away, see the sunrise from Sarankit Hilltop and check out Dovies Fall, a stunning waterfall. Street food costs just pennies, and a nicer dinner will run you about $4 US.